Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Usually plural, transmissions that are disseminated widely to the public. Around the middle of a scale of evaluation. Medium bombers. Bacteriology. A nutrient substance, solid or liquid, that is used to cultivate microorganisms. An occupation for which you are especially well suited. Someone who serves as an intermediary between the living and the dead. He consulted several mediums. A liquid with which pigment is mixed by a painter. A means or instrumentality for storing or communicating information. An intervening substance through which signals can travel as a means for communication. An intervening substance through which something is achieved. The dissolving medium is called a solvent. A state that is intermediate between extremes, a middle position. A happy medium. Biology. A substance in which specimens are preserved or displayed. Meat, cooked until there is just a little pink meat inside. The surrounding environment. Fish require an aqueous medium. Usually plural, transmissions that are disseminated widely to the public. Lacking special distinction, rank, or status, commonly encountered. Average people. Compute the average of. Around the middle of a scale of evaluation. An orange of average size. Approximating the statistical norm or average or expected value. The average income in New England is below that of the nation. Amount to or come to an average, without loss or gain. The number of hours I work per work averages out to 40. A statistic describing the location of a distribution. Relating to or constituting the middle value of an ordered set of values, or the average of the middle two in a set with an even number of values. Lacking exceptional quality or ability. A novel of average merit. Relating to or constituting the most frequent value in a distribution. Achieve or reach on average. He averaged AC. An intermediate scale value regarded as normal or usual. He is about average in height. Sports. The ratio of successful performances to opportunities. Around the middle of a scale of evaluation. Intermediate capacity. Act between parties with a view to reconciling differences. A substance formed during a chemical process before the desired product is obtained. Lying between two extremes in time or space or state. Going from sitting to standing without intermediate pushes with the hands. Bacteriology. A nutrient substance, solid or liquid, that is used to cultivate microorganisms. An occupation for which you are especially well suited. In law he found his true métier. An asset of special worth or utility. Hurting. Able to feel or perceive. Someone who serves as an intermediary between the living and the dead. Being susceptible to the attitudes, feelings, or circumstances of others. Sensitive to the local community and its needs. Of or pertaining to classified information or matters affecting national security. Responsive to physical stimuli. A mimosa's leaves are sensitive to touch. Someone who serves as an intermediary between the living and the dead. of or relating to or connected with spiritualism. Make less strong or intense, soften. Not extreme. A moderate penalty. A person who takes a position in the political center. Make more temperate, acceptable, or suitable by adding something else. Make less severe or harsh. He moderated his tone when the students burst out in tears. Lessen the intensity of temper. Hold in restraint. Hold or keep within limits. Moderate your alcohol intake. Preside over. John moderated the discussion. Marked by avoidance of extravagance or extremes. Moderate in his demands. Being within reasonable or average limits, not excessive or extreme. Moderate prices. Make less fast or intense. Moderate your speed. Having been prepared for eating by the application of heat. The gears that transmit power from an automobile engine via the driveshaft to the live axle. An incident in which an infectious disease is transmitted. The fraction of radiant energy that passes through a substance. The act of sending a message, causing a message to be transmitted. Communication by means of transmitted signals. Of or providing nourishment. Any substance that can be metabolized by an animal to give energy and build tissue. Any substance, such as a chemical element or inorganic compound, that can be taken in by a green plant and used in organic synthesis. Any solid substance, as opposed to liquid, that is used as a source of nourishment. Food and drink. Anything that provides mental stimulus for thinking. Any substance that can be metabolized by an animal to give energy and build tissue. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. A specific piece of work required to be done as a duty or for a specific fee. Estimates of the city's loss on that job ranged as high as $1 million. A crime, especially a robbery. The gang pulled off a bank job in St. Louis. Invest at a risk. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. Arranged for contracted work to be done by others. A state of difficulty that needs to be resolved. It is always a job to contact him. A book in the Old Testament containing Job's pleas to God about his afflictions and God's reply. A damaging piece of work. Dry rot did the job of destroying the barn. A Jewish hero in the Old Testament who maintained his faith in God in spite of afflictions that tested him. An object worked on, a result produced by working. He held the job in his left hand and worked on it with his right. Any long-suffering person who withstands affliction without despairing. A workplace, as in the expression, on the job. Computer science, a program application that may consist of several steps but is a single logical unit. Profit privately from public office and official business. The performance of a piece of work. She did an outstanding job as Ophelia. The responsibility to do something. It is their job to print the truth. Work occasionally. As a student, I jobbed during the semester breaks. The act of occupying or taking possession of a building. Occupation of a building without a certificate of occupancy is illegal. The control of a country by military forces of a foreign power. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. Any activity that occupies a person's attention. He missed the bell in his occupation with the computer game. The period of time during which a place or position or nation is occupied. During the German occupation of Paris. A commercial or industrial enterprise and the people who constitute it. He bought his brother's business. Incidental activity performed by an actor for dramatic effect. His business with the cane was hilarious. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. He's not in my line of business. Business concerns collectively. Government and business could not agree. Customers collectively. The activity of providing goods and services involving financial and commercial and industrial aspects. Computers are now widely used in business. An immediate objective. Gossip was the main business of the evening. A rightful concern or responsibility. It's none of your business. The volume of commercial activity. Business is good today. A course of reasoning aimed at demonstrating a truth or falsehood. The methodical process of logical reasoning. I can't follow your line of reasoning. A slight depression or fold in the smoothness of a surface. His face has many lines. Mechanical system in a factory whereby an article is conveyed through sites at which successive operations are performed on it. A connected series of events or actions or developments. Historians can only point out those lines for which evidence is available. The road consisting of railroad track and roadbed. A conceptual separation or distinction. There is a narrow line between sanity and insanity. A succession of notes forming a distinctive sequence. A conductor for transmitting electrical or optical signals or electric power. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. He's not in my line of business. Make a mark or lines on a surface. Draw a line. Often plural, a means of communication or access. Lines of communication were set up between the two firms. The descendants of one individual. His entire lineage has been warriors. Space for one line of print, 1 column wide and 1/14 inch deep, used to measure advertising. A short personal letter. Drop me a line when you get there. A telephone connection. Be in line with, form a line along. Trees line the riverbank. The maximum credit that a customer is allowed. A particular kind of product or merchandise. A nice line of shoes. A pipe used to transport liquids or gases. A pipeline runs from the wells to the seaport. A commercial organization serving as a common carrier. Acting in conformity. In line with. A formation of people or things one behind another. The line stretched clear around the corner. A formation of people or things one beside another. The line of soldiers advanced with their bayonets fixed. A fortified position, especially one marking the most forward position of troops. They attacked the enemy's line. A length, straight or curved, without breadth or thickness, the trace of a moving point. A mark that is long relative to its width. He drew a line on the chart. A single frequency, or very narrow band, of radiation in a spectrum. A spatial location defined by a real or imaginary unidimensional extent. Cover the interior of. Line the gloves. Fill plentifully. Line one's pockets. In games or sports, a mark indicating positions or bounds of the playing area. Mark with lines. Sorrow had lined his face. Persuasive but insincere talk that is usually intended to deceive or impress. Let me show you my etchings as a rather worn line. Reinforce with fabric. Lined books are more enduring. Something, as a cord or rope, that is long and thin and flexible. A washing line. Text consisting of a row of words written across a page or computer screen. The letter consisted of 3 short lines. Affecting or influenced by the human mind. Psychic energy. Outside the sphere of physical science. Psychic phenomena. A person apparently sensitive to things beyond the natural range of perception. Changed from a solid to a liquid state. Clear and bright. The liquid air of a spring morning. The state in which a substance exhibits a characteristic readiness to flow with little or no tendency to disperse and relatively high incompressibility. Filled or brimming with tears. Sorrow made the eyes of many grow liquid. Smooth and unconstrained in movement. The liquid grace of a ballerina. In cash or easily convertible to cash. Liquid, or fluid, assets. A frictionless continuant that is not a nasal consonant, especially L and R. A substance that is liquid at room temperature and pressure. Existing as or having characteristics of a liquid, especially tending to flow. Water and milk and blood are liquid substances. Fluid matter having no fixed shape but a fixed volume. Smooth and flowing in quality, entirely free of harshness. The liquid song of a robin. An artifact, or system of artifacts, that is instrumental in accomplishing some end. A subsidiary organ of government created for a special purpose. The quality of being instrumental for some purpose. The act of arranging a piece of music for an orchestra and assigning parts to the different musical instruments. An artifact, or system of artifacts, that is instrumental in accomplishing some end. The act of providing or using the instruments needed for some implementation. The instruments called for in a musical score or arrangement for a band or orchestra. The activity of communicating. The activity of conveying information. They could not act without official communication from Moscow. A connection allowing access between persons or places. How many lines of communication can there be among 4 people? Something that is communicated by or to or between people or groups. The activity of communicating. The activity of conveying information. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. Considerable capital, wealth or income. The idea that is intended. What a communication that is about something is about. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A particular kind or species of matter with uniform properties. Shigella is one of the most toxic substances known to man. Material of a particular kind or constitution. The immune response recognizes invading substances. The real physical matter of which a person or thing consists. DNA is the substance of our genes. Indicate through a symbol, formula, etc. The territory occupied by a nation. A politically organized body of people under a single government. The state has elected a new president. Chemistry. The three traditional states of matter are solids, fixed shape and volume, and liquids, fixed volume and shaped by the container, and gases, filling the container. The solid state of water is called ice. The territory occupied by one of the constituent administrative districts of a nation. His state is in the deep south. Put before. The federal department in the United States that sets and maintains foreign policies. Express in words. State your opinion. A state of depression or agitation. He was in such a state you just couldn't reason with him. The group of people comprising the government of a sovereign state. The state has lowered its income tax. The way something is with respect to its main attributes. The current state of knowledge. Envelop completely. Extend on all sides of simultaneously, encircle. The forest surrounds my property. The area in which something exists or lives. The country, the flat agricultural surround. Surround so as to force to give up. Surround with a wall in order to fortify. The area in which something exists or lives. The totality of surrounding conditions. He longed for the comfortable environment of his living room. An outer adjacent area of any place. The area in which something exists or lives. The environmental condition. The area in which something exists or lives. A medium that disseminates via telecommunications. Taking part in a radio or TV program.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.